All right. Welcome back to Twin Tarot. Tarot. I'm
Yeah.
David.
Twin Terror with Gary and David. I'm Gary.
Yes. Many a babysitter will back that one up.
The closed captions have an insight that most people just simply don't appreciate. And I'm
Exactly.
going to adjust my camera because people were complaining in the comments today that the tail of the Kit Kat clock was a bit distracting. See, there's the Kit Kat clock. It's not just a black tail moving back and forth, or a
So
state person
now
thought it
you
was.
look like a kindergartner, a 5-year-old.
Hi, Davey. Oh my God, I had so many trolls in the comments today.
Well, mom's feeling better these days.
Yeah,
So she's
it's
gonna
funny.
man her trolling account and let loose the trolls of war.
Oh my gosh, I always know when our video is doing really well based on the number of burner accounts that our mom has put together to troll us on it. I had at least 7 trolled comments from 3 or 4 different people. One person got blocked. The other 2 people got some pretty snarky responses. One person basically said we're biased and they don't want to watch psychics that are biased. And I said, we're not psychics. We are interpreting tarot cards.
Well,
I didn't actually
I use my intuition when you do it. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's just, hey, we're calling it like we see it. Now, is there some bias? Of course there is. We're human. But we try and be as balanced as we can with the direction the reading's going. Well, I do.
Yeah, anyways. I just said, lots of other people watch my.
Yeah, exactly. There's plenty of channels out there. We're not the only ones.
Plenty of channels that will read to the bias that you want them to.
That's how Fox News gained a foothold.
Sure.
Oh boy, that gave you so much better color than when you had.
I went from blue to non-blue.
Exactly. Hey, so I guess we're going to do a November energy reading.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
I thought we were doing a Trump health video on this one.
No, it may come into this reading.
You actually need to work tomorrow. You can't spend all day reading comments.
Yeah, I'm actually in a training class for the next 2 days, so I'm not going to have a whole lot of time for responding. So we probably should have done the Supreme Court video.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking about doing a Supreme Court reading on the on tariffs, and while that's not unimportant and of interest to some folks, it would be an interest to about like 3,000 people, leaving about 52 comments.
Yep. We also talked about looking at Kash Patel.
Besides, we already read on the Supreme Court with tariffs.
Yeah.
Because I seem to recall I said they'll figure out a way to say what, yes, Congress gets to set tariffs, but what Trump did is fine.
Yeah. They'll give them like...
Keep on the way you're going.
Exactly. They'll have some sort of carve out for Trump. And then Kash Patel fired his director of the FBI or something like that, one of his deputy directors and whatnot, because basically the guy that's in charge of the airplanes, because it got leaked out that Kash Patel was using the FBI's fleet of jets to fly around and see his girlfriend and sing the national anthem at a wrestling event. All duties that the FBI director has to do. And so there was that. That's going to get 3,000 views.
Okay, so what you're saying is, I thought when you first explained to me that the other guy was doing that. No, Kash Patel was doing that. That's what I knew of it too. Yeah. But so basically he felt this guy leaked that information out, therefore he deserves to be fired.
Yes, that's exactly. Even though his flight itinerary is public and he's out there taking pictures and posting on social media that he's with his girlfriend and he's at these events. He got there somehow. The internet sleuths can put 2 and 2 together pretty quickly,
Yeah, but somebody has to confirm it, and this guy did it, and that of course cost him his job.
Yeah, so
his career.
So let's take a look at the November energy, because there's so many things that are going to happen this month for entertainment purposes only. I hope you're all having a wonderful November. It's November the 2nd, Sunday at 3:46 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I love Standard Time. I know I'm not in the majority here, but I just appreciate the fact that I have sunlight in the morning when I'm walking and saying hello to my kitty cat friends. Okay, so what's the energy for November? Okay, foundation of the general energy on November is we are going to start moving away from the turbulent times that we've been experiencing, and we are just going to start making our way to calmer shores. Okay, that's nice. I'd like to see that actually come in practice.
Mm-hmm.
The challenges, the Knight of Swords, the anything but the Epstein files distractions, right? This is probably the timeline is saying, okay, you've had enough. It's time to move. It's time to move on. It's time for this timeline to move on. But Trump and MAGA want to continue with the attacks and the disruptions. Energy underneath is the Nine of Cups. This is your smug merchant, hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. This used to be such a wonderful card until we got on this timeline. So to me, this is like this could be the Supreme, talking about the Supreme Court. That's gonna they're gonna impact the energy in November. Hopefully, it's supporting the Six of Swords and not the Knight of Swords. In the past, you got the Page of Pentacles. This is God. You know what this card reminds me of now? The way Erica Kirk was looking at JD Vance.
Oh, that admiration, adoration.
Yeah, that he's my Prince Charming. What a hero.
Oh, he's so dreamy.
Yeah, God, it's and her outfit, leather pants, because that's what the grieving widow apparently is wearing these days.
Well, not to judge, but it's an interesting choice.
Yeah, to me, I was talking to Shelly before you and I got online, and I was telling her, it made me realize she's as much of a political swamp creature as JD Vance and the rest of them are.
My wife is a political swamp creature? Thanks.
No. Erica Kirk, you moron.
I'm the moron. You're the one using pronouns and talking about my wife.
Yes, but I don't like the amateur nouns. I like the professional ones. Okay, anyways, back to this. Page of Pentacles. That we have been presented with all sorts of interesting things of value. I think we are really starting to understand how much we value calmness, and we don't like we're tired. We got Trump fatigue in a major way. Current energy, Ace of Wands. A new action starts in November. Well, that could be good. We may have to clarify what the new action is. Overarching energy is the Queen of Cups. Just keep your emotions under control. Spirit has this. Lesson be learned. Three of Wands. We're looking out into the future. The future is okay. Everything is going to be okay in the future. Just, keep calm. The wands are happening. The actions are starting to happen. We just need to look to the future. It's coming. And we're coming to the end of a cycle, Ten of Swords. That they can't hurt us anymore. That they've done all the damage that they can do. So I know maybe November becomes that pivotal month where we've hit bottom, and it's time to climb out.
Now, looking at what's happening in November, the government, I guess the judges just ruled that the contingency funds in the Department of Agriculture need to be used to supplement SNAP programs. Scott Bessent apparently went on today saying the SNAP could be funded as soon as Wednesday.
Yes, I think I saw something come up.
So one of the things that the Republicans were using as a cudgel against the Democrats was starving 1 in 8 Americans by
Mhm.
not funding SNAP benefits. And now it looks like the judges are going to take that away from them. And so
Mhm.
now we're back to the issue of, well, the other one they're going to cudgel them with is federal workers aren't, like TSA agents aren't being, and air traffic controllers aren't being paid while the government shut down. And both the Democrats and the Republicans have bipartisan bills out there, or at least the Republicans have a bipartisan bill to fund uh, TSA, to fund, I think, the military as well as air traffic controllers.
Mhm.
But John Thune, the head of the Senate, won't bring it to the floor. It would pass easily. And if it passes, well, the House of Representatives has to go back into session.
Exactly.
And now you see the problem here.
Yes, exactly.
Protecting pedophiles is the November goal of the House members of Mike Johnson. Here's the deal, though: the House Republicans, their continuing resolution expires on like November 21st or so, which means that if even if the Senate were this week, the Democrats were to cave and fund the continuing resolution, the Republicans are going to have to get back into session to get another continuing resolution, because they only have 3 weeks now, less than 3 weeks to before that continuing resolution, the initial one, runs out.
Oh gosh. Yeah, because
Right?
the continuing resolution was, yeah, it was only for a few weeks. It
Yeah,
was
it was
only,
only
yeah.
to the third week of November, and they didn't get it approved. And so, let's say the Democrats do not cave to the Republicans, and it becomes, November 21st when the continuing resolution would end. Well, the House members, it's done at that point. There's nothing to debate. Even if the Democrats agree to it, it's already expired.
Yep.
So
You got
by
to come up with a
November
new one.
21st, Mike Johnson's going to have to bring the House members back to the House to vote on a new continuing resolution,
Mhm.
or to actually do their job with the budgets, or whatever it is they're going to do. He has to bring him in. Now, I guess he doesn't. He could just keep the government shut down and not do his
Yeah.
job. But he needs to bring those folks back in,
Yep.
which means that Miss Guevara, I mispronounced her name, the Arizona Congresswoman, now gets sworn in. The
Mhm.
discharge petition now has the 218th vote, unless they get somebody to undo their vote. And then it has to go to a floor vote to release the Epstein files from the DOJ. And all hell's going to break loose at that point.
Mhm.
And I know Johnson's managed to delay this thing from July of earlier this year till near the end of November. But then all hell's going to break loose here, because we're going to finally get to see probably an extremely heavily redacted Epstein files, which is going to satisfy nobody.
Yep.
Okay. November energy reading, as I see it, for the United States. What can we look forward to this November? The lovers are coming together. Um, Crossed by a Knight of Pentacles. Mercenary Knight. Moving forward with values. The challenge is, how do we move forward with our values? There's going to be a unity, though, I believe, and a celebration. There's going to be events in the United States that's going to bring folks closer together based on their differing values, but on things we can agree on. Smacks of Epstein stuff. You know, funny how we can all agree that child pedophiles are bad. That's where we're down to here. In the
Yeah.
past, you got the Four of Swords. Information being withheld. All calm on the Western Front type thing. Things
That's
calming
like
down.
to me, that's like the government shutdown.
Yeah, you're probably right. Your government shut down here, where things have been quiet. And now, all of a sudden, in the background, things are starting to happen again. Discussions are happening because of the lack of money that's happening here. This could also be the budget. It's like, we need to get together and get this budget passed. Money. The overarching energy is the emperor. Well, Trump is the emperor per se in title, but there's people behind him running the scenes. But what you have is the person who's dictating to folks has been on everybody's mind, have been on these guys' mind for a while. The emperor has no clothes, and he might be discovered to be missing clothes. Lesson to be learned is there's going to be some big information that's coming out, like this, either things get funded or information is being released. Something big value wise is happening. We've got the hedge here. If we don't learn our lesson, we get to repeat the lesson. This could be, the Republicans come forward and say, we want a continuing resolution for folks, for the government. And the Democrats say, well, we still want to fund healthcare type thing. Well, the Republicans cave on that. The outcome was the Queen of Wands.
Get busy.
Looking about future actions down the road. But there is a celebration. The budget stuff is definitely coming back. Trump may be trying to call the shots on what's going on with it, but Congress has to come back in. And Congress has to come back in. They're going to have to vote. And then, this card, the King of Wands has been my AG card, but the Queen of Wands could very well be Pam Bondi. And now the ball's in Pam Bondi's court on what they have to do. I do think we're going to get to see our movement on the Epstein files. And people concerned about healthcare, the economy, and things along those lines. I don't get optimistic with the Republican Party. They've beaten the optimism out of me. You'd like to think that they're willing to consider funding people's healthcare, especially when it impacts their constituents. And how long is Trump going to be in power once the Epstein documents are released? Which way are the political winds blowing?
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a great question. Which way are the political winds blowing? Because I got the Ten of Swords, which is, we're the end of the cycle.
Yeah.
Okay, which way are the political winds blowing in November?
South, apparently.
Okay, well, there's your Four of Swords.
Something died downwind or upwind.
Yeah, you want to be upwind of these political winds.
Yes.
Okay, Four of Swords. It's about taking a break and contemplating your actions. And then the Minor Arcana Death card, the Five of Cups. The challenge is just the emotional turmoil that we've been put through. Energy underneath it, there's the Lover's card again. Careful where you touch the bikinis, folks. It's the people coming together. Once again, it seems like November is the turning point. I wonder if something. USA? What's that?
Turning Point USA?
Yes.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We tried to starve you out of it, and now let's celebrate with food.
Yeah.
The irony,
We're all a great big happy family.
And that's the whole thing with Thanksgiving, right? It's supposed to be celebrating. It's kind of like our version of Oktoberfest, if you will, but it's an abundant harvest celebration.
Mm-hmm. So people coming. The energy underneath it is people coming together. Something must be happening in November if I'm interpreting these cards correctly. In the past, the Fool, we're on a new journey. We're on the path is changing. We're on a new path. Could be going over the edge, right? Current energy is the Tower.
Jeez, what a spread you got going on there, pal.
Yeah, no kidding.
And we're talking about the gentle breeze that we're facing here.
Yeah, the political energy in November, it's big picture stuff. We're done. whatever we're supposed to be going through, it's coming to an end.
The foolish behavior.
Yeah.
Crashing down.
Yeah, maybe, going without SNAP benefits or, having this government shut down for so long, people are just having enough of it. Let's keep going. You got the overarching energies, the Eight of Cups, just tired of it. I had the Nine of Cups as the underneath energy, the smug merchant, hope, wishes, dreams fulfilled. People are walking away from that. I guess, they're seeing what's really happening, and people are just they're rejecting this, the drama that's being continually thrown against us. The lesson to be learned is the magician. It's time to manifest a different path. I mean, the fool is the beginning of the path. The first person he meets is the magician. Show me the way. What's the right way? And the outcome. Five of Pentacles. The people who are on the outside. So this is the people who have been neglected, the people who have been left out. So what does that mean? What
Are you
about
questioning? Is this which way the winds are blowing here?
Yeah.
It's everything. Basically, they're disappointed with things that are going on, and the economy's crashing, the world's crashing down around them. I think they're leaving.
Yeah, we want a different
system
because we want a different
future. They see the illusion that's been cast. Their eyes are being opened for them, and the best way for them to see reality is to starve them, and neglect them.
Yeah, there you go. It's they finally hurt the population enough where people are willing to
walk away.
Yeah.
The tariffs have screwed the farmers over. Then Trump sends $40 billion to other South American countries to get beef over here, and soybeans sent to China, screwing the soybean farmers even harder, and screwing the American ranchers hard.
Yep.
I guess JD Vance's fund to buy all these farmland and ranch land has a bunch of money from crypto or something like that ready to go. So you have to impoverish and bankrupt even more of this demographic so you can get all their land.
Yeah, it's like we're coming to the end of this. This is as close as I've gotten to saying, yeah, we're done. When we did the live stream with Libby, she said we were halfway through, and that was in the beginning of June. And it seems like, that kind of aligns with November being okay. That's the other half of the year. We've kind of hit rock bottom. We're learning the lesson, and maybe that's when we start to climb out. That's what I keep getting with these cards.
Yeah, for entertainment purposes. November is going to be somewhat chaotic because it's like all hell's going to break. I just did a reading for something else, and I was just coming. November is just going to be chaotic. I don't see a situation where, and I hope I'm wrong. Well, maybe I don't hope I'm wrong. I'm okay being wrong about that. I don't want to live through chaos more than anybody else does, but the energy vibe I get from this is this November is going to be wild.
Yeah, well, the last 12 months have been wild and chaotic.
Right.
That fatigue is palpable.
For Carter, what political intrigue can we expect this month?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Just for Carter, what political intrigue? We get the Nine of Cups, hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled versus the smug merchant, Three of Wands, Page of Cups, Eight of Coins, the Devil card. Okay. What do I get here? People that are wealthy, powerful, and in charge of things. The oligarchs, the upper crust, if you will, and their corrupt actions, the corruption with them. Page of Cups. This could be the perverted things they do with young people, or this could be MAGA, but something's coming from overseas involving money and corruption. whether it's crypto based or Epstein based, or there could be some intelligence, blackmail type stuff that's being released. Now, normally, it's not, I would normally expect to see Seven of Swords, but there's going to be some stuff that impacts wealthy oligarchical type people. And there's an overseas component to it. It could be stuff like Epstein stuff from overseas. Sterling has seen that, where we get the Epstein files, but we don't get them based off the United States. It could come in from that. It could be that the economy's tariffs are impacting the economy, and it starts to become visible as trading overseas is down, and people are losing their jobs because American companies are tightening their belts, as it were. And we're already seeing that. There was a slew of high-tech layoffs that I saw numbers on last week. Just in time for the holidays.
Yeah.
It's it's going to be some tough times coming up here.
So your question, the four-carder, was the political climate, or
what political things can we be? I forget the exact phrase.
I just want to get a clarifier on it. So we got the star, the best of democracy.
Why don't you just get your answer?
Yeah.
You
got the star. It's a bunch of major arcana. You got the star. So it's the best of democracy. When is Rockland County? Are they doing anything for Rockland County?
November 11th, the judge has to rule if they're going forward with the Rockland County investigation, or if they're suspending it or dismissing it. Excuse me.
So I wonder if this is in Rockland County. Where did those votes go?
It's interesting. Hogarth and company, when they see the star card, they also represent it as a reversal, indicating the corruption of the Trump administration. So keep that one in mind as you throw this out there.
You got
it could be like the corruption of the Trump administration has been exposed.
Yeah,
wealthy people, oligarchs running the country, as we're calling this show.
Right. Where'd all those votes come from? How did he get so many of those votes?
Where'd the money come from?
Yeah, and now we're going to need to defend our processes, and people are going to need to, the trumpet's going to sound, and people need to take a stand. It's if they were to say, hey, you know what, we're going to move forward with this because we're smelling some old fish here. This is kind of where people need to stand up. It's like, do you support the Constitution or not? Do you support a democracy or not? How did he get the votes? How can you defend how these votes ended up? It's interesting. I'm kind of zooming in on Rockland County. But I could just be completely misinterpreting this too. I should have my Free Shrugs T-shirt on today.
Now look down at that same. Do you have the spread out there still?
No, I could probably read. No, I got it.
Now read the most optimistic, spiritual 50,000-foot view of that.
Of this
optimistic view from a spirituality point of view involving the United States.
Your democracy is intact. We're going to find the right path. The King of Pentacles, it's about having everything you need. Everything you need. We can defend ourselves, and that people have seen the light. They're going to stand up for what they believe in.
Like there's an awakening, and then all of a sudden people realize that they've been duped by oligarchs, and now it's time to fight for your country.
Yeah, it could be.
That could be what you're seeing also. Just saying.
Okay, well, I think November is going to be a very interesting month.
Yeah, I think we're going to be busy this month. There might be more than one video going out a day type of thing, at least on my channel, because I just think that I think news is going to be breaking really fast and hard. And when news breaks, we fix it.
Yes, we probably did it.
To
He did
steal
it.
somebody else's line, I think that was Comedy Central.
He did it. So I'm going to be in Disneyland starting on Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Are you going to the haunted house Wednesday?
No. Wednesday we fly down, assuming that air traffic controllers and TSA
Will
are still
Pugsley be with
working.
you on Wednesday?
But we will be in the park Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
What about Pugsley?
Oh, and Wednesday? Yes.
Yes.
And
Now
Gomez?
he finally gets it.
Yes. I kind of got it after you said it 2 or 3 times. Like, oh, okay. Well, I don't know where to run with that though. I told Dave I'm gonna bring a set of tarot cards with me, and I may sneak a couple of readings in. My goal, I would love to do a reading at
jump out of line and read with Madam what's her name?
Madame Leota, I think is her name.
Go down on the ride next to her head and start throwing cards.
But they've got the whole Christmas theme, the Jack Skellington.
It's true. It's going to be Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, it's a great mock-up for the Haunted Mansion, but I haven't seen the Haunted Mansion as the Haunted Mansion in like 13 years. I'd really like just to see the regular old Haunted Mansion.
Exactly. I'm there with you. I've been to Nightmare Before Christmas once. Great to experience it. Give me the Nightmare. I want the regular Haunted Mansion.
Yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you very much.
But I'll bring the cards with me. I'll have some opportunity to read. I will do what I can with the comments, but no promises. The comments may have to get turned off because I just won't have time.
Oh, sure. You'll be standing in line. Plenty of time to read.
Well, that's true. But yeah, you need your phone because everything you do in the park is on the phone now. Like if you're doing the lightning lane, all that's on the phone. Checking the wait times on the rides is on the phone. Mobile ordering your food
on paper tickets, doing it that way, huh?
Yeah. So and even your tickets on the phone, you scan your phone for the park entrance. So it's gotten very digital.
I would imagine there's got to be some paper-based ones for folks that don't actually are slaves to their phones.
Yeah, you would think so, right? Okay, there's some banging around going on in the house. I better go see what's going on.
All right, well, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, if you like these videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. You'll get woken up at midnight with a new video. Dave and I will be asleep, but you'll be awake. You can join the Insomnia Club.
And he's got some he always has shout outs. He wants to.
I do. In fact, that was the first shout out was the Insomniac crew.
To Madam Leota.
So a shout out to Anne-Marie Sikorsky and her Insomniac crew, which includes Aurelia and Paula 1680.
We've been given the moon card to go with the crazy group of insomniacs.
Exactly.
Up at midnight.
A shout out to Terry, who made a kind and generous donation to the channel.
All right, Terry, we're going to give you the Tower card. Bring an end to that which troubles you.
Yes.
Just and, parking lots. That's all.
Joan Dreyer also made a kind contribution to the channel.
Thank you, Joan Dreyer.
Joan Dreyer.
As in not damp. Gotcha.
No, yes. And then a shout out to Mary Epperson, who just celebrated her birthday on November the 1st.
Did you ask her how old she was?
What's that?
Did you ask her how old she was?
I would not ask that of Mary Epperson.
She may not tell you, but she may tell you if you ask. But it's a secret.
That's right. It's a secret, and you
don't ask her if this is an anniversary of her 21st birthday.
Yes. And then a card for the rest of us. Oh my goodness! It's the same card as the video that came out today on JD Vance. It's the lovers card, folks.
Keep your bathing suits on, ladies.
When you hug someone else's wife, keep your hands off of the bikini.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I tell you what. Whoosh is not going to. Yeah, that's a bad look.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that was a couch. You're going to be sleeping on the couch tonight, my dear.
Yeah, the problem is you can't trust him on a couch.
No. Apparently, he likes leather couches too.
Yeah, because Erica Kirk helped everybody understand that.
Yes. He likes those soft but firm leather cushions, I guess.
I'm dead. We're going to leave it there. Thank you, everyone. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.
Entertainment purposes only. Bye, folks.